Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back with another video from Seth the Programmer, and today we have got Madara versus all the Uchiha. Who wins? Now I know Madara's OP, and I think Swag Kage's on this video, so he's going to be very biased, because that's the running meme, isn't it? But I don't think Madara's got this one. When you've got Itachi, Obito, are we throwing Sasuke in the mix? Go on, he's an Uchiha. Shisui, is Shisui going to be there? Just those four, I think, could take Madara. Are we having, like, Itachi's dad? He was Hokage, like, level. Who else? I think that's pretty much it. But, I don't know. I think Madara don't got this one. Most fights, Madara got. I don't think he got this. So let's check it out anyway. Madara versus all Uchiha. Who wins?
Alright, you ready? 1, 2, 3, call me Big Dick Bill Lee.
Alright. Okay.
Hello everyone, it's your host, Seth the Program. With me today I have my big Mac Daddy father, Swag Kage, and we're going to be talking about Madara versus the entire Uchiha clan. Now, this is going to be talking about more like that are alive, pre-God mode variants, so no like six paths, 10 tails.
No black balls.
Yeah, no
true seeking gods, right?
Renegon, because that's like Pain's eye who's present. So we're also going to be using possibly blind Madara or alive Madara. We'll use like multiple variations. We'll kind of
interesting.
So for the Uchiha clan, we're going to keep it simple, because like we don't want to have to do like permutations of like multiple Madaras versus multiple versions of the Uchiha clan.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Yeah, so
like we'll just say, you know, they're like basic regular versions.
So just the Itachi who fights Sasuke, the Obito with the orange mask.
Okay, that
now,
is.
I feel like we should preempt this by saying that we are not making the Uchiha clan weaker for the sake of making it easier for Madara.
Right,
which
okay,
we were accused of doing for the Uchiha clan and the Uchiha versus Hokage video. We're doing it for the sake of convenience. If you want my opinion, because we're going to be primarily talking about alive Madara, right?
Yeah.
So pretty much any non-six paths configuration of the Uchiha clan, Madara should win against. No matter what. If you're talking about like a live Madara with the 9 tails. So it's we're just doing it for the sake of convenience, so we don't have to be like, well, this Madara wins against these ones and this one loses. And just
which Sasuke should we use though? I'm assuming just like 5 Kage Summit, or is it EMS? EMS is
the most.
EMS is fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that does have Itachi's eyes, so it's kind of weird. But
so like if we wanted to be the one like one that could logically happen, then yeah, 5 Kage Summit would probably make the most sense.
Okay,
but
5 Kage Summit. Itachi that fought Sasuke. Obito with the orange mask.
The Madara versus Uchiha is that it's surprisingly more complicated than the Akatsuki because of a few reasons in particular. And so, obviously, the Uchiha clan will feature Sasuke, Obito, Fugaku, Shisui, Itachi, and whatever. I mean, did we include
Izuna?
Yeah, Madara's brother,
Kagami. You can throw in any other number of like nameless Uchiha if you want.
I think maybe I might have been wrong about this one, guys.
To know is that 11-year-old Itachi and Shisui, before the coup, was stronger than any Uchiha. Like, that was
Fugaku included.
Fugaku included, 11-year-old Itachi. Now, 11-year-old Itachi is a beast. Like, when he was 12, he was able to convince Obito he was a worthy opponent, per se.
Yeah.
So,
and then there's, like, all that Orochimaru stuff he did. But it is important to note that the Orochimaru stuff was after a very big Mangekyo amp that he got. So that is extremely important.
He actually got stronger after murdering or massacring all the Uchiha. Like, technically.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, this is going to be relevant anyway because we're talking about the Uchiha. So, like, there's this, like, implication that kind of comes up every now and then that the Uchiha clan gets stronger, as their, like, emotions become more intense.
Of course, they're very emotionally driven. Like, the Sharingan, works off of that, doesn't it?
Sasuke awakens the Mangekyo Sharingan, right? And then he goes and fights B. But then when he's like way angrier at the 5 Kage Summit, Karin points out that he's
gotten stronger.
That he's a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
And
emotionally
so
driven.
You can imagine then that Itachi having to kill his whole family.
That's gonna do something, isn't it?
Yeah. Power him up,
and all his
a lot of emotions there.
As well.
Yeah.
All his
friends, family. The girlfriend as well.
It's not just like pure anger per se. It's really strong emotions. Anything that can convey love, really.
Yeah, and like killing his whole family must have done
the antithesis of love.
Something
really
at
kind of
least.
activates it. This is exaggerated in the Sakura novel as well as by Tobi Rama. So losing those close to you will strengthen it. Like if they wanted to murder Sakura and like put her corpse on display for Sasuke to like power him up so they can steal his eyeballs when they're stronger than ever before. I really don't know what they were expecting to happen. That was their plan.
Yeah.
And then Tobi Rama's like,
you would be like, oh, oops, I've screwed myself here,
long,
giving Sasuke a boost there, damn.
So many of his loved ones dying that his Sharingan just got stronger and stronger and stronger. So then you have Itachi, who's already a beast. Like,
he's up there anyway, and then he's just murdered the whole family.
He says his father's a bad matchup, but he does say it is confirmed that he's probably stronger than him. Then he murders all his friends and family, and then watches Shisui die. So he probably gets a massive amp.
It's incredible, I suppose, what he would get,
Gargantuan amp. And
Gargantuan's one hell of a word, I like that.
Real quick, is just because Shisui is not the same as the Itachi that beat Orochimaru.
Right.
Shisui does not scale to like Sannin level as far as we know. He's stronger than Fugaku, who may be Hokage level. That's really all we know.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's implied that Shisui is the most talented. He has the fastest body flicker. That was going to kidnap the third Hokage or something.
What about eye technique he had?
It's really implied Shisui is above Fugaku. And the other thing as well is that the Uchiha clan, they didn't really respect Minato or Kakashi. But they actually had some respect for Orochimaru.
That is weird,
Actually, which was interesting to think about. So, no, the Itachi who kind of fondle-stomped Orochimaru was not scaling to Fugaku or Shisui. If you want to learn more about Shisui scaling, Swag has a video on it.
Yeah, that was a good video.
Danzo tore his eyeball out. Alright?
Put it that way,
The same Danzo that
didn't think about
and gets mopped, but this is a huge amp Danzo, right? We were talking about like the Sharingan amps that Itachi got. Well, Danzo has 11 of them.
Yeah.
So, and this Danzo is massively amped now, has wood style, all this stuff gets bodied by Sasuke. And he beat up Shisui with some help, like he poisoned him, but he still blitzed him.
Took him out, I suppose. Didn't think about that. You got to downplay Shisui a little bit then in this match.
But I guess we should go ahead and clarify the reason this is important, and it's because of Kotoamatsukami.
That's the technique.
Everybody's probably, Kotoamatsukami.
Because my head went like that. It's like, whoa. Yeah.
Control Madara.
And me and Swag, we didn't just jump into this right off the... Usually when we collab, we just kind of go podcast mode. Not gonna cap, right?
Yeah.
But this time, we actually did have to think about, what about Kotoamatsukami? We did plan for it a little bit.
You can't just ignore
there's
it.
a few ways to go about it. Now, a lot of people think there's direct statements that dojutsu inherently counters lower dojutsu.
Also, Vito's got the Kamui. Anyway, we'll go into that, I guess, a bit.
Confirmed. It's more so just implied or somewhat implied. But the problem with Kotoamatsukami specifically is, say you do get hit by the Genjutsu. Yes, Madara could break the Genjutsu if he knew he was under it.
If he was under it,
that's the problem. He needs to know he's under it, which apparently
how do you know? That's the point of it. Yeah.
To begin with.
Yeah, and like Shisui manipulates people without really letting them know.
Yeah, they have no clue. Yeah.
Too, because so I talked about this in my Shisui video. It apparently doesn't require eye contact, right? Okay.
Which is crazy.
As made evident by the Danzo manipulating Mifune thing. There's a bandage covering his eye. He's clearly not making eye contact with him.
And the novels say it as well. He doesn't need
do it
eye
to him.
contact.
But then when Itachi's Crow uses it on him. Like the camera makes like a big deal, and it's all like swooshy, like zooming in and out.
I think it's more for effect, like, but yeah.
Like showing Itachi like looking into the Crow's eye. It was very heavily emphasizing the eye contact being made, and whereas Mifune broke free of the Genjutsu by being told he was in it, Itachi knows from like frame 1 that he is in this Genjutsu.
Yeah.
Explains that he is in this Genjutsu and how it broke him free of Kabuto's control, and it doesn't break, right? And it's not like it does break.
Oh, I see what he's saying here, right?
He's like Sasuke's trying to talk to him. Itachi literally can't stop because he is programmed by the Genjutsu to protect the leaf and go kill Kabuto. He literally cannot stop moving to talk to Sasuke. So he's under it and he can't break free. So my hypothesis is that there are like 2 Kotoamatsukami's, because you know everybody with a Sharingan has like two
eyes, 2 different things going on. Yeah.
Function differently. My hypothesis is that Shisui has like one super powerful one that you just can't break free of, and that's like the 10-year cooldown one.
Right. Yeah.
You have to like
makes sense.
look into his eye for it to work.
And the other one you can use a little bit more often, but isn't as powerful.
You can use it more freely because like people seem to know about this, and Shisui's like 16 when he dies.
Yeah, like how do so many people know about a technique that people don't even know they're under? It's like what?
Recognizes it when Danzo's using it. That doesn't make sense. Because like I said, if he can only use it once every 10 years, and he's like 16, like why would that be the encounter he uses it in? So I think there's like 2 different Kotoamatsukami's.
It would make sense because like for people to know about it, you'd have to use it more than once, surely.
Even if you don't believe me on that, the main thing is it's stated somewhere that even if there's like not like eye contact isn't required between both parties, Shisui does at least have to look into your eye to inject the chakra
in the direction at least.
And we've already seen Madara is perfectly capable of fighting people with no vision. Pre-Sage mode.
Yeah.
So maybe blind Madara just kind of negates the equation.
It doesn't even matter.
That might not be necessary because
funny.
the Kotoamatsukami affecting Madara argument is still contentious because we know that Obito has a similar jutsu to Kotoamatsukami. The Mizukage thinks it's like the same thing, even though it's not. Basically, Kotoamatsukami is more like it's like an enhancement of Shisui trying to attempt the Genjutsu that Obito was kind of using. So, and it kind of manipulates the effects a little bit. But one thing you need to know about Genjutsu is that when you're controlling someone, it's heavily implied that the stronger your opponent is, or the more vast their chakra is,
the harder it is.
The stronger you have to be to do so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like the stronger your opponent is, the more difficult it's going to be to control them.
For a long period of time. Even though Obito could control Yagura and the 3 Tails for like years on end, right? The 9 Tails is like a few minutes at best in Minato's opinion.
The 9 Tails is like the most powerful tail beast, so yeah, it makes sense that it would be hard for that. So then the person controlling that beast would have to be really strong. That's why Madara does it.
You have to argue that even if Madara just wasn't able to like fight back against the effects since he didn't know they were happening, that it might be hard to argue that Shisui's strong enough to even manipulate Madara's body.
Right, because he needs to be like certain strength.
There's then 2 other options as well. Say for one, Madara doesn't underestimate the Uchiha and he's able to come back to life after dying once from one of his Sharingan. Well, there goes Shisui's Kotoamatsukami. Okay, now Madara just goes to town after coming back to life after dying under its effects or something.
Yeah.
But the next argument is, does Madara start his battle out with the entire Uchiha clan with Susanoo or not, right?
Does he go all out straight away?
Say Itachi shoots Amaterasu or something to instantly start the battle, and because Itachi's faster than Shisui, say Itachi engages first, or any of them engage first, does Madara use his Susanoo? Because the Susanoo then arguably does block out Dojutsu.
Yeah.
And it argues because, we have Sasuke blocking out the infinite Tsukuyomi with his Susanoo. And the infinite Tsukuyomi is considered the strongest.
That's the pinnacle, isn't it? That's like the pinnacle of like.
Stronger than Kotoamatsukami. So if Madara has his Susanoo active, then the Kotoamatsukami, which is Shisui injecting his chakra into your eyes, his chakra probably can't go through the Susanoo to reach
that's going to shield it.
Eyes. And that's what I'm assuming is happening, right? So if he has his Susanoo active, probably doesn't work.
Well, the other thing too, some people might be like, oh, well, that's just Sasuke's perfect Susanoo, but Madara has one of those.
Yeah, he does as well. Yeah.
It's kind of a moot point.
I think the argument is more so you have to inject your chakra into them.
Yeah.
And then the Susanoo is kind of blocking that, right? I think that's what's being implied. It even blocks out light. There's a few things to suggest that it's hard to do that. So, it's not a perfect refutation. I'm not saying either is objectively right. But what I'm saying is that there's more contentious reasoning behind the Kotoamatsukami than just he looks at him GG, right? There's more things to consider, and Madara does have somewhat of a
I do like that they are covering this in depth.
Even though I feel like I underestimated Kotoamatsukami.
I thought they were literally just going to be like, nah, it could work. Now it's
I
like...
still think there's more reasoning for Madara to be
it can and it can't.
avoid it as well.
The big thing is what I said earlier, that there's a statement that he has to, like, inject chakra, like he looks into your eyes.
We've said this so many times, but okay. We get it. He has to inject his chakra into them.
That's how it's worked. So if Madara doesn't have eyes, or his eyes are closed,
can't do it.
Then Shisui can't do anything, right? And now you may think like, well, how would Madara know? I mean, like, if he's in character, if he's fighting a bunch of Uchiha, he might just be careful and assume that one of them has
definitely.
crazy Genjutsu.
He would avoid eye contact completely, I'd imagine.
Like,
maybe the argument you were saying before about, okay, well, maybe it takes the perfect Susanoo. Maybe that's valid, because I believe, and quote me if I'm wrong, but don't Sasuke and Itachi get hit by Genjutsu while in Susanoo, and then put each other under Genjutsu? Don't they put each other under Genjutsu when they're in Susanoo?
Yes.
Or so. Although you could argue
that there's just a willing thing.
They're allowing it to happen, maybe.
Yeah.
But maybe say you need the perfect Susanoo. Okay,
it.
so bloodlusted Madara then just stops, right? He just goes perfect Susanoo. He's faster than all of them. He's rivaling KCM.
With that description of it too, like Shisui can't even see Madara all the way up there, right? Like it's the perfect Susanoo is really, really, really tall. So
the other thing too is, would they all just get blitzed? Because we know Madara scales to KCM 2.
Yeah.
If he's alive, he's like twice as strong as KCM 2. He's fighting Sage Hashirama without the Susanoo at one point. And it's arguable that this character scales more like to Ten Tails Obito, not just Obito, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of have to consider the fact that they just get blitzed. Even like Edo Itachi and EMS Sasuke might get blitzed, which was actually kind of implied and shown when Madara was blind with Sage Mode. That's kind of how it kind of would go, except probably worse, because he's probably more used to his Mangekyo, and it probably amps him more, personally. But
I think his EMS probably gives him a bigger amp than base Sage Mode, for sure, so...
And on top of that, Shisui, he just kind of gets blitzed and destroyed for the most part.
Does explain
but
why
the
the
other characters, such as Itachi, we've done Itachi versus Madara so many times.
Yeah.
But in this video, we're specifically using Sick Itachi, but the Sick Itachi, he also just gets blitzed and destroyed by a live Madara. Even if Madara kind of toys with him, we know that he would be able to avoid all of his strikes with the Totsuka Blade. We also know his Susanoo would overpower Itachi's Susanoo.
Like, even Yata Mirror, right? Like, even he holds up the Yata Mirror.
Yeah, what about that?
The concussive force of the perfect Susanoo sword, like would just send Itachi flying.
Yeah, he's gonna move. He's gonna get thrown away.
He can block an attack with his Yata Mirror. Like, he can't keep it up nearly as long as Madara. Madara literally is stronger than him, faster than him, and
Madara just keep banging it over and over.
and his eyeballs just like work better. Like, they don't run out of steam. They don't drain his chakra as bad. He's not gonna run out of chakra in 2 minutes of Susanoo usage. He's not like crackling in pain. Like,
speaking of that, Madara can also, I'm pretty sure, just natively, like, without the Renegon, absorb chakra like he did to Hashirama to suck up his Sage Mode. Because he didn't have Renegon when he did that.
That might be okay. Well,
yeah, but is that to do with the cells though? Because it's like him specifically.
Some Renegon abilities without his eyes, but You could also maybe argue that he has like Zetsu cells, so maybe it's like Hashirama-ish. That's I absorbed it that way. Like, there's so many weird things.
That's what I would think that because it's Hashirama, and he has Hashirama cells in him. Then there's a connection there, and that's why he's able to like drain it from him specifically. Because we don't see it do it to anybody else.
From there, it's just kind of like, okay, he out-staminas Itachi, he's fast enough to avoid all his attacks, he's able to block Amaterasu if he takes him seriously. And we're going to assume he's serious, right? I mean, sure, if he's toying around and he lets himself get hit by Amaterasu, maybe he gets, like, destroyed or something, but that seems, like, really disingenuous to the topic, because we're kind of power scaling, right? Other than that, though, Fugaku is just weaker than 11-year-old Itachi. He's already getting, like, bullied by Madara.
Yeah, Fugaku's not really in the mix, is he?
Genjutsu and speed than Shisui, who we've already went over. Other than that, Izuna is weaker than Tobirama, or maybe rivaling Tobirama. And then we've seen how Madara can kind of toy with Tobirama.
Yeah, messes about with him, doesn't he? So,
We've also seen that Madara scales to Hashirama, who Tobirama is definitely afraid of and is stated to be number 2 of. But maybe Izuna would be more relative, but then we see that.
And I know this isn't an argument that should be used and everyone laughs at, but like
this, right?
the numbers argument isn't being used in this, is it? Like Itachi using a Susanoo at the same time as like Sasuke firing Amaterasu. Same time Shisui trying to do the Kotoamatsukami thing.
Like to a standstill.
The complete Nine
Obito
Tails,
using his Kamui.
So he has like twice the Nine Tails that Naruto does when he performs all the war arc feats and surpasses Edo Itachi, level of 6 Itachi. Then we have to kind of talk about Obito, but as I said earlier, Obito kind of scales, like, this Madara, even if you say this that 10 Tails Obito is stronger, Madara more so scales to 10 Tails Obito than Renegon Obito, let alone Orange Mask Obito.
Yeah, the scaling is really edgy, but, like, Naruto and Sasuke are, like, equaling, like, Ten Tails Obito, and then,
couldn't Obito, like, potentially have the ability to Kamui Madara out of his Susanoo?
So,
yeah, I mean, I guess just at the end of the day, just remember everything Naruto does with half the Nine Tails, pretty much. Yeah, and he himself is pretty strong.
Oh no,
but
he
he's
teleports
no Madara,
himself
right?
around, doesn't
he
he?
was getting bullied by, like, base Madara with, like, no eyes, no Nine Tails. And so then you give Madara EMS, full Nine Tails. Yikes.
Yeah. And what I was saying earlier...
Yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
Is that even if you say Tobirama, like, scales to Izuna somehow, Tobirama lost to Kinkaku and Kinkaku.
And 20 other S-rank ninjas.
There's nowhere ever confirmed
There we are.
they were, but they're implied to be not very strong. They're not even known
But there was 20
There we go.
they weren't even reanimated or ever talked about, so like Kabuto didn't think they were worth anything.
I always know where the argument's gonna go there for the keyboard warriors.
Yeah, but not anyone from the Kinkaku force. But yeah, anyway, so Kikaku and Kikaku, say that both of them had to go like Nine Tails mode to beat Tobirama. Okay, now imagine you put those two together and they're not anything remotely comparable to just one Nine Tails. Like, they got all of that power from just like munching on its intestines like while they were in it. Like, now imagine like the entire thing plus Madara who scales to it, and there's just no way Tobirama ever remotely scales.
Well, yeah, like just imagine you put like all these other people, right, and you replace Izuna with Tobirama, and then you put 1,000-arm Buddha statue there. Like I said, they still lose. They get smacked. And Madara fought that, and like the big wood golem, and like all of Hashirama's other stuff, and still fought Hashirama to a standstill.
I'm sorry, I was thinking to myself, I was like, yo, name any Uchiha that could like fight the 1,000-arm statue, right? And it was just like, I'm imagining Itachi with his shield out, giving like a combo,
like oh no,
through the air while he's holding the shield out by the Buddha statue.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. So, I think that's all that really needs to be said. I think Blind Madara might just like even stop just even harder, just because he has no weakness to Genjutsu.
Yeah, because he's got the eyes. Like,
It might be a little bit more debatable power-wise, but yeah, I think overall, like, the Uchiha clan just gets overall stomped by Madara, and that's all I really have to say.
Fair enough, okay, I'm kind of wrong.
Okay,
I don't mind being wrong,
All
it's
the
cool.
nameless guys, I guess, but they're weaker than 11-year-old.
I guess there's, like, Sasuke, but Sasuke is just, even EMS, we already went over it, like,
You literally have to give him...
But what if they all fought at the same time?
Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye!
Do you want to see more? Swag uploaded one of our collabs, which is Sasuke versus the Akatsuki. And other than that, bye.
Sasuke versus the... He hasn't uploaded that yet, has he? Wait, what? Ooh. Need to just quickly check something here. Bam, bam, bam. Videos. Yeah, what if it's actually had the Rinnegan's the most? So we're getting a Swag Kage video soon then, interesting. They tend to do that, don't they? When they do a collab, they'll like do one for one channel, one for the other, which I think is cool, it's fair enough. And that's fair enough. I do like that they went over Shisui's technique a lot, because that's the one thing, it's like, could tip the balance really, but then where does he actually scale and stuff, and yeah, Danzo did beat him, so yeah, that was a cool video, that was cool. Can't really argue with it, but surely, like, you know, I don't know, because that argument always gets downplayed and laughed in it, like the numbers game, but like, I feel like if all of them were using the most powerful techniques in a certain way, then maybe, but I'm not the scaler. So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave comments down below, let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos, and I'll see you guys next time.